Okay, here we go. Disclaimer.
Don't make claims.
Okay, so we're gonna go over like why Yoli is so important, why you need this, and then what happens to the body when it breaks down, and then we're gonna talk about our awesome, powerful solutions. So now more than ever, our food has changed, our quality has changed. You know, I grew up on a farm in Iowa. Who else is from Iowa? Thank you, Iowa.
I went to Iowa once. It's too cold there, man. It's too cold. But there is Davenport, which is where chiropractic was founded.
Yes, yes.
And there's the Field of Dreams, so one of the days I gotta go there.
Okay, but what do you think? Like, what have you seen even in your practice and over the last 20 years?
You know what's interesting is that just in this short amount of time, we've seen how much our bodies have changed because of the environment that we're putting it in. You know, our bodies were designed for a specific type of environment, like Angie was talking about, these natural foods, these whole foods. But what do we have today? We have fast foods, right? We have a McDonald's on every corner, we have a Burger King on every corner, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that people are never going to eat those things, but that shouldn't be the staple of it all. And what happens is that when our bodies are accustomed to one thing, but we're giving it another, we get the wrong results, okay? So our body is actually looking for the missing pieces of the puzzle. The missing pieces of the puzzle here, guys.
Do you guys think you have the key to the missing piece? Yeah, you do. Genetically, you guys, our bodies are changing because when we are feeding our body and the environmental pollutions are so high now more than ever, our genetic profiles are actually literally changing. Oh, yeah. And the children and the offsprings are changing. So it's truly having a massive, devastating impact with the stress levels, the chemicals, the food additives. So now more than ever, we need your help. We need your help. Do not hold back as we go through understanding what you have your hands on. So what happens, okay, so we talked about like our food is no good, we got too many chemicals. I think we'd all agree we got too much like out there, as Dr. Aaron brilliantly says, you know, we're going against the escalator, right? So what happens to the inside of our body, this is really more of understanding, if you continue that path, this is what's happening. But we're going to go through and help you understand how you can reverse that and a little bit of like the science of it.
Yeah, so yesterday Dr. Aaron talked about stress. How many of you guys have ever been stressed? Everybody should raise their hand, right? If you're married, you're 10 times more stressed. If you have kids, you're 100 times more stressed, right? If you have adult kids, you have more stress. So stress is like inevitable. But what happens is that stress is only supposed to be that short amount of time. We're supposed to run away from the tiger, and we either get eaten or we get away. One of those two things, right? But what happens in our modern day society is that stress is going on and on and on and on and on, and our body adapts to the stress. So the way that it adapts is that we increase blood pressure. We increase blood sugar because we need to be more mentally and visually acute. We gotta look for the attackers, right? And then 3 things start to shut down. One is your digestion detoxification. Next one is your hormones. And the third one is your immune system. So we start to see a rise in blood sugars. We start to see a rise in blood pressure. We start to see issues with detoxification. The number 1 prescribed drug is for indigestion, right? We start to see hormonal imbalances. I mean, we live in a time in society where infertility rates are skyrocketing. We also see the immune system going wacko, right? We live in a time also where autoimmune diseases and stuff like diseases like cancer is just going rampant in the bodies. So it's all attributed to one thing, which is stress.
Stress kills you guys, and truly it's more critical now than ever. And do you guys really think it's going to get easier as time goes on? Or so we really need to be bold and be speaking up and helping people and teaching people that we have tools and they have to make lifestyle changes. They have to make dietary changes. They have to learn how to breathe. They have to learn how to slow down their thoughts. And we have to teach them that we have tools that are super powerful that they can replace what their body is naturally pushing them down that escalator, right? So we're going to get into how we can help you. So we're going to start with the shakes.
Shakes. Not the shakes, right? Not the shuffle. What is that? Truffle shuffle. You know, the Yoli essential shakes, right? Let's get back. How many of you guys remember the old product videos? Yeah, raise your hands. That shows you guys' age. No. But there's a funny part in there, you know, talking about, well, what is whey and why is it important, right? Whey, the one thing when Corey Citron showed me the whey protein, I was blown away by the protein. Not because of it looked great, but because they were able to combine undenatured whey protein and made it taste good. Okay, undenatured whey protein and taste good should never go in the same sentence. All right, it tastes terrible. And undenatured whey protein is something that your body needs. And the analogy I give is like, say all of you guys here are chefs, right? And I ask you guys to make a meal out of eggs. And I give you scrambled eggs. How many of you guys could make a gourmet meal out of scrambled eggs? All right, very few, the talented ones. But if I gave you just eggs by itself and I said, hey, can I have creme brulee out of it? Or maybe could I have a quiche? You could prepare that because I gave you the raw ingredients. And that's what we're doing with the Yoli Essential Shake, is we're giving the body the raw ingredients. The body's looking at it and says, hey, cool, I need to repair this part of my organ. I need to repair this other cellular function. And it's able to do that. Versus denatured proteins, which if you look in the study in the literature, it shows that a lot of denatured proteins have a hard time being digested. Right? And there's a fallacy, by the way, guys, with protein shakes, and more is better, right?
Yes.
You've seen 55 grams of protein. A lot of that stuff's not even absorbed.
That's why we don't need as many grams of protein in our shakes. Some people say, well, I have 32 grams of protein in my protein shakes. What do you think to that?
No, physiologically, your body can only absorb maybe between 12 to 14 grams of protein in an hour.
And it's basically that raw, good form of protein that we're consuming. The other thing that I loved about it is it had no hormones added, no antibiotics added.
That's a big part.
You know, it had the extra probiotics added. It had the lean, the veggies actually added into ours. And the thing that I also loved was it increases, it's got good amino acids. And amino acids, you guys, are the precursors or the building blocks to your brain chemicals. So all of your neurotransmitters in your brain function, you need good amino acids or good protein sources. So guess what? This is why we call them our
happy shakes.
Happy shakes. You guys, seriously, you cannot believe how many people, and you know, by no means am I making a claim, and this is my professional just little side bit, but I've had people able to get off of or reduce their antidepressants just from the shakes. You know what I mean? Because it's increasing your neurotransmitters, it's balancing out those brain chemicals, so it's really good stuff. Alkalete, our little magic bullet.
I've never heard of this product before. Maybe you guys can tell me about it. How does it work?
How many of you guys, Alkalete has changed your life? Yeah.
You know, one of the stories that I never really tell is that when we first got involved with Yoli, I was at a place where my health was really in the gutter. I couldn't even get up and go to the office. Nothing was really working with me. And then Eugene Hong drops by my office and he drops off a bag of Alkalete. And this was in the days when we had bags of Alkalete and it came in packets and all that kind of stuff. And I gave one bag to a patient who he had massive issues with gout. He took the whole bag, which was like 80 or 90 servings in like 2.5 days. And he got better. And because I didn't know how to use it at that point. I'm like, I don't know, take the whole bag.
If he got better, yeah.
Right, it's like a bag of chips or something like that. But for myself, I started using Alkalete for myself. And at this time, I couldn't hold any food down. I couldn't even walk, by the way. You know, my wife had to drive me to my office. And I would treat for about 30 minutes and I'd have to sleep for another hour. But slowly as I started to take Alkalete, I started to notice I could keep food down. I could start to do stuff again. And over the course of the period of about 3 to 4 months, I was able to get back on my feet because my body was so stressed out during that period of time that the acidic waste just hit me like a ton of bricks. So Alkalete holds a very, very special place in my heart, and you know, and the miracles that I've seen it done for a lot of people. And you know, and another side note with that is that every single cell in your body is producing metabolic waste, and that metabolic waste is acidic. It's like a car that's producing exhaust. If you want to run a car, unless you have a Tesla that you know that you have car qualified and and your last name is Song.
Yeah.
You don't have an exhaust, but those are like the X-Men mutant cells. But most of us have cells that produce metabolic waste, just like cars produce exhaust. So the faster we push our cells, i.e. stress, the more metabolic waste we produce. So the more metabolic waste we produce, the worse we are, in our bodies.
Or you get toxic. So really what it does is it helps neutralize the bad things in your body. It helps to get rid of that excess toxicity buildup from just basic biochemical things happening. It's the minerals, and when you replace the body with extra minerals, and especially these type of minerals are very potent alkalizers, they help bring life back to your body. So when you take your Alkalete, you should feel more awake, alive, vibrant. And with minerals, that's where oxygenation comes from. So really, you're bringing a lot more just life and oxygen back to every cell in your body.
And that's so true. I mean, how many of you guys use batteries? Have you guys ever noticed that batteries are alkaline when it's fully charged? And then after it gets depleted, it's acidic. That's just an electron transport, right? So that's the way I explain it to people. Is like, hey, we're giving Alkalete, we're basically recharging your body's what's called your transmembrane potential. Okay? So in your cell you have an electrical charge, and that's what we're doing with Alkalete. We're keeping you guys like Energizer bunnies.
Yeah, we are very electrical beings. Okay, Pure, you guys, have all y'all had your good Pure moments this morning?
Yay! Hey, you want to play a fun joke on your family? Switch out Alkalete capsules and Pure.
And have them do the loading dose.
And have them do a loading dose. And then cover the seat in like baby oil or something like that. And I'm just joking.
We're just kidding.
That's my college self coming out of me.
No, so well before Yoli ever came into my life, and I know Mike and Dr. Aaron, anybody who's in the health industry knows how powerful probiotics and those good bacteria are. So that was one of the wow, Yoli is a great company if they're putting this good quality strain into their lineup of products. So why is our probiotic, the Pure, so much different? And it's, like you said on our earlier session.
Well, the bottle's really pretty, first of all. No. Well, a lot of the probiotics most people are used to, it usually comes with a label that says this needs to be refrigerated after you open it, right? And that's because it has these live cultures in there, these live little bacteria that live in there. What makes ours different is we have these spores, and the spores actually get into your gastrointestinal system, and then it germinates, and then it helps to recolonize your gastrointestinal system. And the reason why this strain, the Canadian BC30, is so powerful is that it's kind of like the mom and dad of all the probiotics, right? It comes in and it looks, and all the kids are going rampant. And it comes in and it says, all right, you gotta go clean your bedroom, you gotta wash the dishes, you gotta go wash the car. And it keeps all of the probiotics, it gets it back into balance. So we don't need a million strains in there to recolonize it. It calms everything back down to normal. That's what I love about the Canadian BC30.
Yeah, really what it does is it just strengthens the gut. And it really helps stabilize the intestinal flora. So we all have this chemical makeup and bacterial levels in our gut. We actually have more bacterial levels, good bacteria, in our body than actual human cells. Isn't that crazy? So we have a lot of bacteria, so it helps to get those levels back into balance. So it's a beautiful product for anybody who has gut issues, bowel issues, even chronic diseases and immune issues, because the gut, you know, we learned in chiropractic school, the majority of diseases start in your gut. So what do you think about, like, would this be one of your lifetime products?
This is definitely something that everybody needs to be on a daily basis.
Yeah, and forever, you guys, this would be one of the top 3 that I would never go off of. It's just because your whole health goes back to your gut. And one of the other top 2 of mine is the new product.
Yay!
Which we're going to talk about. Okay, passion, so how many of you guys had your passion? Woo! And how many of you guys will never go off passion? Yeah.
Oh man, we got a class for that.
That, I guess, is my,
Hi, my name is Mike.
Yeah.
I'm a passion addict.
Okay, the B vitamins, you guys, so many people are, they're again, high stress. You burn through your minerals, you burn through your B vitamins really quickly. So you need a good source of B vitamins to replace that. It's got the super fruits, which are good for antioxidant and also just good nutrient repair. The green tea, we talked about green tea earlier.
I love green tea.
And it has 110 milligrams of green tea caffeine. So make sure you're telling your people. You know, some people just factually are sensitive to caffeine. So you would want to make sure that you tell people that it does have caffeine, but it's a good source.
Yep.
And why?
It increases your metabolic rate and all that kind of stuff. And some people may notice that the first time you take it, you start to perspire. You know, so they may freak out about that, but tell them your body's actually working in a more efficient way. And I love the green tea because one, it helps. It's a good way to get caffeine into your body, increase your metabolic rate, but it's a great antioxidant. So you're not just giving your body that increase in metabolic rate and then it's going downhill after that. You're also you're curbing that oxidative response.
And the other thing, you guys, is it has GABA in it.
Ooh.
And this is why you can take it and you don't have that high and then burn. You really you have that nice sustainability, because GABA is a great neurotransmitter that helps keep you calm and stable but focused. So when you find that you can have good mental clarity and focus on passion, it's really that one extra ingredient.
Yep.
Vitamins and minerals.
I love vitamins and minerals. I love these things. Well, one of the things that I love about the vitamins and minerals is the mineral portion.
Yes.
Because one of the biggest things I see in patients is a depletion in minerals in their diets, in their bodies, in the soil in and of itself. So we need to be combating that with taking in minerals. And one of the good things is that we have a mineral source that's chelated, so it's attached to an amino acid, so it makes the minerals more absorbable, and it doesn't create a lot of gastrointestinal issues. Sometimes you take minerals and it creates a lot of diarrhea for people to take. So if you want to play a cruel joke on somebody, give them those crappy minerals. But our minerals actually a plant-based source, and that's one of the big things that I pushed for, was making sure that we have a whole food base and it's a plant-based source for the minerals, and that we can actually absorb it.
Yeah, and the thing that I said in the earlier session is the minerals are amazing because they have iodine, they have selenium, they have zinc, so those are great for like even things like thyroid and hormone health. They also have chromium, which is great for blood sugar. There's a lot of great lineups of the minerals. The vitamins are amazing. There's a great eye formula in here with lutein and some other amazing powerful things for cardiovascular, ubiquinol, and the whole cardiac. So there again, we can't make claims, but these are super powerful. A lot of people aren't getting enough of their vitamins and minerals in. There again, because of the diet and the soil quality and the food sources, that they're just not getting those live foods in. But the other thing, keep in mind, is It's not even that you're not getting it in, it's that your body is using up what it needs so quickly and rapidly that you go deficient and you start getting depleted in certain vitamins and certain minerals. So that's why it's really important to replace wherever you can.
Omegas!
Yay, omegas!
Something's fishy around here. That's my pun for today. So our diets, you know, back in hunter-gatherer days, were primarily omega-3 based. So we have omega-3s, omega-6s, and omega-9s. So basically the omega-3s are our anti-inflammatory fats. The omega-6s are our pro-inflammatories. They're the stuff that comes from like red meats, grains, different types of seeds. Blackcurrant seed oil is a good one. But the omega-3s is what we're really deficient in. And when we're deficient in omega-3s, we are more prone to inflammation. So if you look at almost every single degenerative disease that we're faced, there's some type of inflammatory compound and issue with that. So what happens with the omegas is that we get the body into a state where you boost up that omega-3s. I'm watching the signing here. I want to see how they're going to sign certain words. That's always interesting. I always feel like I gotta be careful. Anyways, with omega-3s, the one thing that I'm seeing personally in clinic is that and the research is showing is that we're actually tipping into a different state. So we're actually getting more omega-3s because a lot of people, they hear omega-3 fatty acids are good for me. So if a little is good, a lot must mean better. What I don't recommend for people is taking a lot of omega-3s, because then you throw off your omega-3 and 6 ratios. So you need that healthy balance with it all. So I would stick to the recommendation of what's on the bottle.
The other thing with the omegas is the EPA and DHA are super important for cognition and brain health. So this is why they're always telling moms to make sure that you're getting your good essential fatty acids in when they're pregnant, because you're trying to help your baby's brain develop, healthy. So it's super powerful for brain and brain health, or Alzheimer's, dementia, all of those type of things. It's also really good like for women with hormones, because we have a fatty cell membrane around every single one of our cells in our body. It's a cellular membrane, and it's made of a fatty material. So there again, it helps with your cell-to-cell communication. It helps with your brain function. It helps reduce inflammation, and it's great for hormones, ladies. I always tell women with hot flashes, it's amazing. If you get those omegas in your body, just try it for a couple months. It helps with hot flashes and hormone issues like crazy.
Men too, by the way. Men go through andropause.
Oh yeah.
Which is the male equivalent to menopause. It's just that females, they express it better versus males, right?
They're buying the red Corvettes,
exactly.
And going through midlife crisis.
Right, they trade in the 40-year-old for the 20-year-old. And I've seen that I have tons of patients, and they have no idea why they're getting divorced. And I'm like, it's your hormones.
Yeah.
Your hormones. So, you gotta balance those out.
Balance it out, you guys. I'm telling you guys, when you start getting in, especially in the middle age category, or especially your 50-year-olds and this is an amazing product and will change somebody's life. So, and I know some people might, how do I afford every single product? Just try different things and pick and choose and be your own health advocate and be your own resource. But the bottom line is if you start replacing deficient minerals and vitamins and supplements that your body's using through or not having, you're going to see great health results. And remember, every single one of you guys, wherever you're at, no matter how far along you are or not, I'm telling you guys are so powerful to society. You are a health advocate, you are a health coach, you have power right at your hands. Do not hold back. You have to be bold. We need your help. The world needs your help in our future. Truth.
You can't handle the truth. You can't, no.
It's great. I mean, you guys could really build a solid organization just off drink replacements alone. If for whatever reason some of the other things that overwhelm you, just do nothing more but go talk to your friends about getting them off pop, juice, and Gatorade and getting them on passion, fun, or truth. Period. End of story. You can build a big organization just off that.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get the sugar out of America's diet. Amen?
Amen.
Yes. And I mean, it's pathetic how they're just loading this Gatorade and all these sports drinks with like 80 grams of sugars and carbs and you know, food colorings and sucralose and things like that. So you guys just realize what we have our hands on is powerful. I give this to my kids often. This is a great one to add in, like if you feel like you're coming down with a cold, because it's got the antioxidants. What else do you like about Truth?
Well, here's an idea for all of you guys, what you could do. I mean, right now we're going, you know, it's back to school time. If you guys have kids, what you guys could do is actually make a little packet, care package for your kids' teachers. Because a lot of teachers, they use what's called emergency, right? They always start complaining at about September and October. They start catching the little bugs from the kids. So send your kids along with some truth and say, hey, you know what? Here's some truth that you can try along instead of using emergency, and see how they like it. Might be a good door opener for you.
Yeah, give them a box. Like bring in the cute little box of truth and pull up in the nice little handy bottom and have the teacher set that on her desk. I mean, what a beautiful way. Like, or for Christmas presents coming up, give this stuff as gift replacements. Fun. I know you said earlier your grandma, this is one of her favorites.
Yeah, my grandma's just turned 90. This is one of her favorite products. Fun. And you know, I love Fun for multiple reasons. You know, it has Alkalete in it, has, you know, all the great stuff for the electrolytes. But one of the biggest things is that as you start the transformation kit, you actually dehydrate your body. So getting your customers or your members on Fun while they're going through the transformation kit is going to help rehydrate their body, right? Because remember I was saying you're giving your body undenatured whey protein. It needs water, and all the rest of the products actually, it needs a lot of water. So if you're not hydrated before you start the kit, your body's gonna draw water from your body. So during that time, stuff like Fun is gonna help out with that. Also, the detoxification process, you burn through a lot of electrolytes and a lot of minerals. So this is one of the cornerstone things that you should be on.
Yeah, and you know, like he was saying, when you digest protein, right, when we're first going on the transformation kit, you need a lot of water to digest. And like he said, the whey that we use. So make sure as health coaches that you are talking to your people about the importance of hydration. That is your responsibility. Or constipation, right? Sometimes they just need to really increase their water consumption big time. I was saying earlier, this is a great way to sneak Alkalete into kids.
It is.
Because you get one serving of Alkalete in each Fun.
Yeah.
So if your kids maybe don't have the best eating habits, or they're in a lot of sports and their body is maybe a little bit acidic, this is a great way to sneak it into kids. Dream. I love this product for stress, you guys, and adrenals and things like that, because we were talking earlier how melatonin is a massively important hormone for repair. And tell them about melatonin.
So if you look through the cancer research, melatonin is really big in cancer research, and you find a lot of cancer patients that are actually very, very depleted in melatonin. You know, and melatonin is that one hormone that helps your body to get into the REM state, or rapid eye movement, and this is where your body goes into, you know, an anabolic state, or it builds itself back up. See, all the rest of the time we're in a catabolic state, our bodies are breaking down, and we need to go into a breakdown and build back up. You guys remember Fraggle Rock? Or the guys are like building the stuff, and then Fraggle Rock, and the guys come and eat it. That's what's going on in our body every day. We got this whole Fraggle Rock thing going on. And if we never ever take the time for it to build back up, our bodies are constantly in a state of disease.
Yeah, and it's got a great antioxidant form ingredients in there as well, so it's great for antioxidant. It's got the great melatonin. But the other great thing that I loved about this product is it had the 5-HTP. 5-hydroxytryptophan is an amino acid, and it's a beautiful one because it's the precursor to serotonin. So you can see how this is effective for stress, Because when you have a lot of stress, or if you're prone to depression or anxiety, many times you're lower in that serotonin. And 5-HTP, which is one of the main ingredients in Dream, helps increase that. Good. Flex. Oh,
Flex.
Yeah, this is, you guys,
Take it.
Yeah, and I actually, I love the product, but for whatever reason, I didn't think I needed it. And over the last 6 months, I actually started using this. I will not go off of this because I'm hiking and working out every day, and I have noticed an enormous difference with Flex, just with my joints, my achiness, my stiffness. So this is amazing. But we also talked about this morning how it's great for like gut problems because it's loaded in the anti-inflammatories like boswellia, bromelain. What else?
My practice is in the middle of Orange County in California, and it's the plastic surgery capital of the world. So everybody's looking for the anti-aging thing, and believe it or not, Flex is actually one of the things I use with patients for anti-aging because of all the stuff that helps rebuild connective tissue, and your skin is a connective tissue.
The collagen.
So it helps to rebuild, it helps to rid your body of those fine lines and wrinkles and tighten up the skin and all that kind of stuff. It helps with any type of cellular, all the women heard that, right?
I didn't even hear that.
That's like the only thing people heard, right? Skin wrinkles, that's all I got from this whole training, right?
Anti-aging and Flex. Okay, we're gonna have Flex sales go up.
Great stuff.
Okay, good stuff. Defend.
So Defend is an awesome product, but for those of you guys who were here last year, and I talked about there's a difference between taking Truth and taking Defend, right? Taking Truth is kind of like having the police officers on patrol. You're gonna have the cops on patrol on a daily basis, and then sometimes you need the SWAT team, right? You need Defend to come on in and then kind of break down the barriers to kind of get through. This is where Defend shines the most. I don't recommend taking Defend on a daily basis. It's not something you need on a daily basis because you're going to overstimulate the body. But I mean, the mushroom blend on here, it's not the magic mushrooms, but it's good mushrooms, right? It contains these things called beta-glucans, which helps with a lot of other crazy stuff. But Defend's a great product, guys.
Yeah. Enzymes, I love enzymes, you guys. How many of you guys love your enzymes? Yeah. It's amazing, and here again, you guys, you have to understand you are with such a dynamic, special company because the Yoli founders, they really listened to like Dr. Mike and myself and Dr. Aaron, when we said, hey, we're putting people on a high protein diet, we need to really bring in an enzyme lineup into our product because, it takes effort and work to break down that protein. So thank you, Yoli, for, producing that for us, but it's a powerful product. It really is like a little Pac-Man, and it goes around and it binds debris, and it helps you break down your food.
I love it. Take it every day.
There's also, and the other thing is, it helps you break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates.
Yes.
So if you do go off on a binge, or you are going to have like birthday cake or pizza or something, I would definitely have your enzymes around on those days. It's great for inflammation, so if you got really something that's flared up, take some extra enzymes. And now, how many of you guys are excited about our new product? You guys don't even know what you have your hands on, Mike.
So, I've come across a lot of different green drinks in my lifetime. I'm not that old, but I've come across a lot, and this by far is probably one of the best formulations I've ever seen.
I would agree, and Dr. Aaron, would you agree? Yeah.
Probably one of the best formulations I've ever seen. I mean, usually, okay, I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Usually they come out and I look at the label and I'm usually picky about one or two ingredients. And this is actually the first time that I've looked at the ingredient list and I said, damn, they did it.
Yeah.
And I was really blown away by this. It's actually my new favorite Yoli product. And,
Mine too.
Something that I would recommend that everybody be on. Even if you're going on a transformation kit, this needs to be in there. Because this is tricking them into taking their vitamins and minerals without them taking the vitamins and minerals. It's curbing that antioxidant, it's curbing the oxidant response, the oxidative stress, has a whole bunch of antioxidants in here, combats stress. The ashwagandha, I love ashwagandha. There's also other things in here that contains these chemicals called sulforaphanes. Sulforaphanes come from the brassica family, which is like cabbages and broccoli, which helps to detoxify your liver. And that's one of the things that I see a lot of people get hung up on when they're on the T-kit, is they get stuck in what's called phase 1, phase 2 detoxification limbo, where their body is bagging up the trash, but nobody's taking the trash out. How many of you guys have that problem at home, right? Somebody bags it up, nobody takes it out. That's what's going on in your body in the T-kit. This is the answer to that. This gets you over that hump. You're gonna hear a lot less people coming up to you saying, well, I've been on the T-kit for like 3 weeks, and I only lost 8 pounds, and oh my goodness. You're gonna hear a lot less people saying that, right? And I'm going to get a lot less messages. Dr. Angie and Dr. Aaron's going to get a lot less messages asking us crazy questions.
How do we break through the plateau? Exactly, right? You guys, this is your plateau savior. Okay? So I would do probably at least, what do you think, 2 to 3 servings on each day, like if they're in a plateau? In a plateau, 2 to 3 servings a day. On a maintenance basis, at least 1 a day. Yeah. You can do it by itself, or you can mix it in with vanilla. I actually like it with the chocolate and the greens. And then here's another hint. Go to like Whole Foods and get some peppermint oil and then drop it inside. And how many of you guys seen when Yoli came out with the chocolate mint shakes? Yeah. It tastes exactly like that. I already tried it out. It's exactly like that. Okay. So there's all these things that you can do with this, guys. And to piggyback on what Mike was saying, it has a lot of the cabbages and the good veggies. And that's really powerful, again, for hormones. I just can't express, because especially when we first started to talk, the 3 things that go haywire when your body starts going into a disease process is gut, hormones, and immune system. So this is so big to overcome so many things, because what it does is it helps just kind of balance all of that out. Okay? Anything else you want to say on this? The end. Yeah. Mike, drop the mic. I recommend you guys getting at least 6 canisters, because usually it won't be available till like October, right? And you guys want to be giving this out to your friends, family members, and all this kind of stuff. You guys, and the ashwagandha, and I know a lot of you guys haven't heard of that word, but it's such a powerful herb that helps with stress and adrenals. It's enormously big. I studied under Deepak Chopra last year, and it was such an honor. But ashwagandha is his #1 herb he puts every patient on. Yes. And this is like a loaded product in here. Okay, so we're going to go over a couple frequently asked questions. If we don't, I just am going to say, if we don't get your answer addressed or your question addressed, just message Dr. Aaron. Yeah. So keep in mind. Flood his inbox. We're totally kidding. But you guys, we get so many questions, and keep in mind, just keep it simple, and it's a food replacement. And if you don't get your questions, either email us or try to find us over the weekend. But obviously, we're all gonna, each one of you guys probably have a question. So we talked about why Yoli, it's amazing. If you get constipated, we talked about extra pure, the enzymes are great, maybe do some of the dark veggies. Another thing that I told them this morning was, put a glass of warm water and lemon into your first morning routine. Warm lemon water is so powerful. And I just got back from China, and that's one of the things that they do every single morning, is they do a cup of warm lemon water. Make sense? That's brilliant. Okay. What about the detoxification phase? I mean, we talked about that, but we prepared this lecture before we even knew what we were going to promote. So we just talked about this. So this is going to help with that. That helps a lot with the detoxification phase. Anything else that you would add? Maybe just the enzymes? Enzymes, and also pure. Pure is another one. The milk thistle and pure helps with that as well. Yeah, you just got to keep people calm, right? Like people like, oh my gosh, I feel achy. I don't feel quite as good. I have maybe some little rashes coming up. You guys, they're getting toxins out of their body. They're changing their diet. They might be going through sugar withdrawals. So just keep them calm and just say, hey, your body's just changing. It will pass. We can have some other great things that we could help you to speed it up. Do they need the whole transformation kit, do you think?
Most people, if you're starting on it, yes. Now, there's a caveat to that. If a person has a long-standing chronic health issue, I wouldn't start them on a T kit right away. You know, you would start them off getting them hydrated, maybe Alkalete, pure enzymes, and then work their way into a transformation kit in about 2 to 3 weeks. Okay?
Yeah. So you guys just use common sense. But 95% of all your people are going to start on a transformation kit. Because it's going to help detoxify their body, it's going to stabilize their blood sugar, it's going to help with their digestive system, it's going to alkalize their body, it's going to teach them what to eat, what not to eat, and timing. Why timing is so important, you guys, with this program. It's why it's so successful. So yes, you know, no, you're not going to get the same results if you just start off with Alkalete. You know, it's just not going to happen because there's a reason behind everything, and especially the food plan. Plateaus we talked about, enzymes and this, and what if they work out?
If you work out, instead of 2 to 4 ounces of protein, do 10 to 12, maybe 14 ounces of protein.
Right? Yeah, so working out, you guys, it's not necessary that they work out to get results, but I will tell you, and I'm a firm believer, and I know all the other doctors are as well, but we need to move. And we have become a very lazy, sedentary society. So I'm going to highly encourage y'all to go out there and just move. Try to get your people to move. We just need to all start moving more. And at first, they're not going to feel like it because if they're achy or overweight, but as time goes on, they'll want to start moving out, working out. Medication interactions, you just got to be careful, you guys, because honestly, you can't take people off medication. You can't talk to them really about their medication. They're going to ask you a ton of questions. Can I do this with that? Just keep telling them it's whole food based. We're teaching you what to eat different. It's a lifestyle change. But the one that we always tell people is like if you're on thyroid medication, just be careful that you don't take that around your Alkalete because thyroid meds don't like the calcium and what else?
And antibiotics. If you're on antibiotics, stay away from Alkalete.
For how long?
To the course of antibiotics. Usually it's a 10-day cycle. So
they could still do the pure?
You can still do pure, yeah.
So the pure a lot of times is that saving grace while they're on the antibiotics if they are having to take a course, just have them hold off on the Alkalete for a while. But you know, some people, they won't tell you and they're still going to get great results. So just, that's one of those sticky areas. But just don't make any recommendations with medications other than those, just tell them. Oops. Let's see. Nursing or pregnant? You guys, honestly, Yoli and a lot of the nutritional companies out there, we can't make claims with nursing or pregnant ladies, right? It's just such a delicate topic. But honestly, it's whole foods. I wouldn't do especially any of the herbals like the Dream or the Defend, but in my opinion, like the shakes are great, and the Truth is great, you know, it's whole foods. The Lean Immune, or the Lean Greens, this is gonna be great. The Passion is okay. I mean, it's got the caffeine. I would recommend doing the Truth instead. I never did caffeine while I was pregnant, but you know, you just gotta listen to your body. Enzymes, I think, would be great because a lot of those women have heartburn. Yeah. So just kind of use your common sense with that. The weight's gonna stay off, you guys, if you keep following the health principles. You're gonna go back to, like, you could have every day be a meal day, but just watch the timing of when you eat, and don't go back to eating a lot of those carbs in the evening. Stay lower on your sugars. Make sure you're eating every few hours, like your mid-morning, mid-afternoon protein snacks. Like, those are good health principles to take with you forever, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of this, guys, is lifestyle change. It's not a diet. And you got to tell people immediately if they say, "Oh, I want to do your diet thing." No, we don't sell or promote a diet program. We really encourage health, and it's a health.
What I always tell people is that Yoli means to live. So when you want to get off of Yoli, it means you want to die. One of two things, right?
Yeah.
That's what I tell all my patients.
You guys, we need your help just getting out there. Be that health advocate and be that health warrior to get that message of health out there. Do you need more of the product? Like I said earlier, just go through and try different ones, or according to what your body's telling you, be brave and put that on your next order and try it, or go and have your people try different things. Mix things up and try it, because you never know, like the enzymes might be that one missing the saving grace for them that they just bust through things, or it could be the flex, right? The flex could be that one thing that, like somebody with back pain or even a leaky gut issue, that flex would be super powerful for. Should they use their own shake mix if they have a different shake, or what do you think?
It all depends. I mean, some people do have some type of sensitivity to whey, so it may not work with that. But guess what we have now? We have lean greens that can take the place of that. So people, this is actually a vegan option for a lot of people.
So if you don't, so if people can't do the whey protein shake, or most people don't think they can, but they really can, and remind them that it has lactase, which helps break down the lactose. But for whatever reason, if they're just adamant, like they want a vegan source of protein, this is going to be it. Okay?
I told you guys.
And to finish it off, you guys just got to realize you can be doing all the best tools and the products and have the greatest ingredients and be, having everything perfect and pristine. But if you are self-sabotaging through your own stinking thinking, and you're beating yourself up, or it's not happening fast enough, or you're comparing yourself to too many people, or why not me, or why did she lose 30 pounds and I only lost 15, you're going to slow the progress. So you also have to, along with being a health and wellness advocate, you also have to just be a compassionate human being and encourage your people to go deep within their heart and just teach them how to think better. Give them personal development books. You guys are all members in here. So teach your people how to use personal development tools. I guarantee if they think better, they're happier, they're calmer, they will get faster results and break through some of those plateaus. So encourage them to get some of that personal development. With that said,
Aloha.
aloha. Woo! Thank you guys.